Hi, so yesterday I made a video called Ladder Training at the Elite Level, and there was a really good, and it was about ladder training at the elite level. And there was a really good question on the video that was asked by Michael Svoboda in the comments of that video, and he said something that I wanted to address in this video. So welcome to Mind Games TV 12, Michael. Or should I do a deluge of training, or should I uh, like monotonous single training, or should I do variety training, kind of circuit training, was basically his question. So he says this: I want to get better at all the maps in CSGO that are being played in the competitive scene. Should I play one map for 20 hours and then another, or should I play all the maps one by one? Okay, so the answer to this depends a lot on whether or not you can avoid being in a rut. So essentially, like, your ability to focus going into a game and the learning outcomes you have for that game determine whether or not that's going to be a learning moment or a moment that reinforces bad habits. So let's say that you're going to play 20 games in a row, and after like 3 games, you realize you're making the same mistakes over and over again after the game. You don't realize it at the time. Realizing it at the time is okay because you're like kind of getting closer and closer to that initial correction or checking yourself and like trying to do a more masterful behavior. But if you're not realizing until after the game that you did all these things you didn't want to do, then you need to change your training. And whether or not that training is to take more time between the game to get your priorities straight, or whether it's to spice it up by throwing in other games or other maps, then that's kind of up to your personal style. So to answer the question, people have had success with both of these, with both like circuit training, like a variety of stuff, and both like deluge training, like getting on the one thing. But you have to understand what's happening mentally, so you can kind of see whether or not how your brain is wired up, the gear with which you train, the gear or mechanism that you rely on to become a master at CS:GO or Dota or League of Legends, if what style is best suited, like which of these styles you're best suited to. So circuit training, the essential thing here is that you're coming at everything with a fresh point of view. So you're not going to try to or you're not going to be focused on mastering the same skills over and over again. So that excitement and that like, okay, now I'm doing this next thing, forces you kind of up on edge of your focus, and you're focused on what you're doing, and you're focused on execution, and you're reflecting on your moves, and you're reflecting on everything, and you're deliberately training. Okay? Now, let's say that you're the kind of person who can do 20 hours on a single map. What that means is that you're iterating between each match. You are focused on your behavior and your growth in that. So if you here's some triggers that will give it away. If you are too focused on win streaks and lose streaks, then you're probably not going to be able to do the deluge, or that's an indication that you are focused on the wrong thing. The important thing that matters when you're doing like 20 hours of intensive training on one thing is the growth that you achieve, not the winning and losing. You need to be impervious to whether or not you win or lost a game and be able to obsess yourself objectively. Did I do better that match than the previous one? Did I check myself? Did I correctly, like in the behavior patterns that I was trying to stop? Did I purposely practice my peaking? Did I purposely practice my twitching? Like if you accomplished your checklist, if you accomplished your goals and you got through and you grew and you faced challenges and you might have even lost the match, then that doesn't matter. But if you find yourself fixated on trying to do winning patterns and like putting the win above all and like getting pissed when you lose, okay, getting pissed when you lose is fine, but like seeing losing as not learning, and just like requeuing and trying to cope with losing by playing another match instead of cope with losing by formulating a plan and like looking and assessing at what you did right and looking at assessing at what you need to improve on and then going into the next game with a plan. If you cope with losing by being like, frickin' A, just and requeuing as fast as you can so you can erase that emotion from your body, so you can get rid of it, so you can replace it with the joy of winning, then you're doing it wrong. And you need to not do that like kind of intensive training. And you should probably spice it up by playing different maps so that your brain keeps fresh and active on the focus. Thanks for the great question, and welcome to random canopy in the middle of a place where I stopped to record because it was raining, so if I tried to record over there, I would be all wet right now. And for those of you who are saying you're wearing the same shirt as yesterday, it's not a shirt, okay, it's a jacket. So yes, I don't have like just tons of $100 Eddie Bauer jackets lying around that I can change the colors every single day, so sorry about that. Actually, I do have like 6 of them because my mom buys me one every Christmas. As I mentioned yesterday, So I probably could have changed the color, but I like green, and my name's green, so deal with it.